is a drawing of the layout of the buildings. I've been asked quite a lot of questions in the comments about the layout, and people are getting a little bit confused because there's quite a few buildings. Good view across to the barn from here now. Work is progressing, stripping the roof. The roofers boys have arrived, the roofers guys have arrived. They've just brought in this big piece of machinery and they're about to cover up the barn roof for the winter. It's a good piece of kit, isn't it?
Oh yes.
Well, they've started sheeting up the roof. They're coming back tomorrow because it's getting a bit dark now. Right, I've just come out to the courtyard to see how they're getting on, and they've almost finished sheeting up the roof there. It's massive. Anyway, they've gone off for their lunch, their 2-hour lunch break, and they'll be back to finish off. And then they're going to clean my chimney as well, I think. It's over here you find that the roofing people do the chimney sweeping as well, I suppose because they've got the equipment, the ladders and things. They also, a different roofing company, put the hat on that chimney for us, which is our wood burning stove, and put in the metal flue. I don't think they always use this piece of equipment. I think because they've got this here to cover up the barn, they've thought, oh, this is handy, we'll use this to get up to the chimney. As what they're doing is dropping a weight with a brush on it down from the top, and then they're doing the normal, what I would call normal chimney sweeping from the bottom with the sticks and the brush on the end. Anyway, it gets in our chimney swept. Brilliant. The other option is to try and cut it through there. That's what I'm saying, it would be down there. We've had some very strong winds the last couple of days, and unfortunately it's ripped a lot of our sheeting, our temporary roof cover. And Tony got up yesterday and battened it down, and now overnight it's ripped it again. Thankfully the weather's better today. As you can see, there's a few loose bits up the top, and it's made a few holes in it as well. But he's have to repair it as best he can. You can't reach right up to the top of the roof. You can only repair the bottom part of the roof. Now, in order to film this so you can see exactly what's going on, I've had to set this up under our drive-through, so you will hear some traffic going past. There's nothing I can do about that, I'm afraid. I really don't want him to do this. that's such a relief. So then we'll be starting work tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow afternoon.
That'll be fun. Oh, I'll get a very good view from up here of what's happening. And a big view of this Manitou crane thing in my courtyard. This is absolutely huge. This is actually remote control. You'll notice that there's nobody actually driving it because they're controlling it from the top. It's one of the biggest remote control things I've ever seen. Yeah, so quick at this. Making a very nice job of that, I think. He's spot welding on the, well, I don't know if it's not galvanised, I don't think. It's probably zinc. It's like a flashing that goes on the bit that connects with the other building. But yeah, so they're making a very nice job of it. Right, Tony's taking me up the alleyway to show me something. Wow. Right, hang on, it's a little bit dark down here. But wow. Oh my word, it's like a huge tree trunk down there. And this is hanging onto this rack. And Tony's having to cut it all out to get the rack out. Wow, and we're going to have to do a lot of repointing afterwards, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, just look at the size. I mean, they've been there for years and years unchecked, haven't they?
Years, yeah.
Yeah. And they have obviously quoted to replace these shingles with slates, haven't they?
No,
We'll have to wait and see, won't we?
That's just in at the bottom. They come off anyway, that's not a problem.
Yeah, because what was that for? I mean,
they're only furring pieces to take the water away from the wall.
Oh, okay. So would it would have been like a little sticky out bit of on the bottom?
Yes.
Ah, right, okay.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Well, they won't. They put their tiles over the top of this wall.
Right. It's Good Friday. And the roofers have been here today. This is not actually a bank holiday in France. The Monday, Easter Monday, is a bank holiday here. And the roofers are having a week off anyway, a week's holiday. Whether that's normal for everyone in France, I don't know, but probably. So they've been here. As you can see, the guttering at the bottom here is now in place. So I've been busy doing that this morning. They finished off the timber on the very edge here this morning. And then they've sheeted it all up. And they've had an early doors, so they've gone home a little bit early, which you would expect on a Friday normally anyway. But yeah, that's where we are. They've also put scaffolding up. And that's in the little alleyway around the back where Tony was clearing the ivy and the metal racks. So they've already scaffolded that up. But yeah, they're doing really well. Unfortunately now, they're not going to be here for a week. I think I have to go a bit closer. Wow. Hey, look at this. It's going to get it stuck in there. Oh my word. It actually looks quite small now, it's all squeezed back up together. There we go. That is an amazing thing. Oh, mummy tree. Hey. Word. How managed to do that, and how beautiful is that? It's amazing. And now the machine's out in the back garden, it's not in my courtyard anymore. It's a total of 313 square metres of tiling. There's about 90 tiles per square metre, I think. Seem to remember. Yeah, I'm not going to get too close to that. Oh, they're good shots. Amazing. Well, they've done wonders today, haven't they?
Yes.
They've stripped 3/4 of the tiles off, and then they followed that by stripping off half of the lavs, and they've cleared it all away as well. They've taken it all away. I've come back from shopping, and Tony's almost finished it. And he asks what it is yet. It's a little bit over-engineered really, but this is going to be my compost heap. I have 2 doors on the front here so that I can open it and dig out the compost once it's made. The roof is going to stay open. Tony's got to finish slating it, but it's got air going round it because it's got little gaps all around the side. So it will be going back towards the wall, but Tony's obviously had to work on it so he can move it after he's finished it. But it's amazing, isn't it? How cute is that? The back of the barn now is all ready to tile, apart from the little bit above the lucerne, the little window thing there. And then obviously there's the gable end, the pignon. Right, the roofers have just gone home, and I've come down to see what progress we've had today, and it's looking really good. We've now got the window up there, and we've got the roof on the lucerne thing. There's the little dormer window thing there, which I think is called a lucerne, and it's looking really smart. And they've started around the corner as well, so I'm going to go and have a look and see what they've done around there. Right, it's difficult to see at the moment with all the scaffolding and all the timber here ready to go up, but it looks like they've built a completely new frame over the top of it, which is brilliant. That's going to look amazing. And this is ready for slates they're putting on this end, I think. There must be years of experience to do this. But yeah, very clever. And they build the little pointy bit. Try and zoom in a bit more, it might not be very clear, but wow. That's what you call an artisan. Look, very neat and tidy. Right, I want to give you a final look at the roof, the finished roof. It was sunny a minute ago. Sorry. Anyway, it's looking really, really good. Obviously the attention to detail, it's amazing. You've seen this side of it finished already, but then we've got the final pieces of guttering have all been fitted, and the pipe work to go to the drain at the back. Let's take you around the side here. And that goes down to that drain that we discovered, or well, Adam discovered it, Tony cleaned it out and made it good, and that goes into that drain at that end. So let's go around the other side and see how they get on. So you can see there where they've connected up the back guttering as well to this big drain. Now we've got a big pile of wood over there, which is the old oak beams that they've pulled out, all the wonky ones and the partly rotted ones. And Tony is in the process of chopping those up for firewood. It's quite hard going though, it's rock hard. It should be quite slow burning. So, as we can see, the big crane thing is gone, scaffold is gone, and that's because the roof is finished. And what a lovely job they have made of it. It is absolutely amazing. But there's even more, because obviously now we have our lovely Velux window in the roof there. We can see the decoration up the top here that we saw them creating, those spikes on the top. Velux window, which is actually a very, very big Velux window. It doesn't look very big. But then, look at this. This little dormer window, finished to perfection, where the roofer has created those spikes to match, and even one embedded into the roof tiles. As you can see, he's finished, hand finished around the front. He's made a sort of a slight eyebrow shape on the front to match the shape of the stone on the front of the window. And then to top all that, he's put a beautiful Blackbird, or merle, as he tells me that they call it. As the roofer told me that they call it in France a merle, and we would call it a Blackbird. I absolutely love blackbirds. I love to hear them sing of an evening. So there's that to top off that beautiful roof. But equally so, there's something else around the corner. Right, all the scaffolding has obviously gone from around here as well. And you'll notice that they've cleaned it all up after themselves. And wait for it. Just look at this. What they've done on this gable end with the slates. And Tony actually watched the chap who did this, cutting these individually by hand, chipping away at each one, because as you can see, all those ones around the edge are all scalloped. So they've scalloped edged all those tiles. It's absolutely beautiful. And look at the way that they've finished the edges of all the tiles there. It's all sealed. How beautiful. Beautiful work. And there's not very many people who ever get to see this, because this garden at the side is never really used. We don't really have any neighbours overlooking. The people just over the back there can probably see it from their garden, which I'm sure they will appreciate, that it looks pretty now. And we don't actually get to see it properly, because we have to come to this corner. But it's beautiful. And there's the window a little bit closer. Show you the details. And how gorgeous is he. So I'm trying to hold it steady for you. Oh, and the sun's come out. And we have a little bit of blue sky behind him. But yeah, I'm going to stand back and give you a full view. I have to go a long way back. There we are. Almost a full view. And then I'm going to take you up inside the roof there so that you can see the view from the windows. The windows, both the windows. So I am standing up by the Velux window. Seems to be a few little flitty fly things around here, obviously trying to escape. So forgive if they get in the way of the picture. But yeah, you can actually see the river from up here. And we can just through the tree there see where it's going over the weir and the little bread oven house and over to my garden. And of course, we move over slightly, we can see the church as well. This does open, this window. I think it swivels. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it swivels, but I'm not going to mess around with it now. I think they demonstrated it to Tony. But this is huge. Right, I'm going to go and have a look out the other window so you can see the view from there. And you'd also get a sneaky peek of what's happening in my garden for the moment. And now I'm going to have a look out of the return window. But just for my daddy's benefit, so you can see the detail in the workmanship. He does like a good roof. Anyway, so this is for you, Dad, so that you can see up close exactly what they've done and how they've constructed this. Yeah, anyway, there's much more interesting things for me outside the window, which gives me a lovely view over where my garden is. Now, there's bars on this window, so I'm afraid I can't move those, which are a little bit in the way. But if you can see where the beds are that Tony's done, and you can see the hose pipe is leading to a sprinkler, circular sprinkler, which is at the moment sitting on that little table. Now, where those two long beds are in the middle, there's, on the other side of where the table is, there's going to be two matching long beds, and then on the other side of those, opposite the one that is against the wall, there's going to be another bed. And that all falls within the circular, within a circle, which is covered by that sprinkler. So that when I need to, say I go away for the weekend and things, that I can automatically leave the sprinkler to do the watering for me. And who knows, in the future we may even be able to run that from the well, which would be very useful if we have a water shortage and keep our costs down. But yeah, so you can see that I've been planting a few things in the bed there that you haven't seen on any other video yet. But that's where we're at the moment. So all the roofer stuff has all gone away, all the pallets and things. The timber that's left over, oh, hold tight. The timber that's left over there by the bread oven house is mostly going to be chopped up by Tony. He's got bored with that for the time being. He's indoors doing things because it rained a little while ago. But here, you can't exactly see from above, but you get an idea of the layout of my garden. And we may even have a further bed which we can have down by this barn wall. There you are, the big reveal. Then we have that lantern from the outside with the bird on the top. And on this wall is where my grapevine is. which was already here. It was very, very overgrown, and it was totally overgrown with ivy. Well, as you can see, we've still got some ivy to remove. I shall be removing those last bits, and the grapevine is all coming back to life. It gets sort of white grapes on there, greenish white colour, little tiny ones, bunches of tiny ones. Don't get super sweet, so I think they're possibly more for wine growing. I don't know what variety they are, and they have quite a lot of pips in, but they taste okay once they're ripe. And yeah, so that's looking healthy. So we've now got to do some repairs to the outside of the wall here now. Tony's going to cut off any protruded pieces of metal and brackets, and we're just going to tidy it up, fill the holes in, get rid of the ivy, get rid of any loose stuff, and we're just going to tidy it up now from the outside, because it's all part of the history. You can see here that at some point there would have been a doorway. We are going to replace the little window there, because I'll be using inside that end of the barn for storing my gardening things, but I won't be using it as a door because obviously the grapevine is right in front of it and I don't want to cut that back. So I think we will fill in the bottom part so that we can't see any breeze blocks, maybe with some more stone, and fill the gaps in, and then I will be having some storage inside, but with the little window that I can see through. Once we mend it, it will be better. And then on this side, Tony wants to replace the back window with something similar to the other ones that he's already replaced, which are pretty much in keeping with the style of these windows. And you can see on this side, there's the evidence there of a previous doorway, and where that window is was not the original window. The wooden beam's been put in later on. So unfortunately there's some little bits of concrete and things, but once it's all tidied up and cleaned up, I think it just reflects the building's history. So some more metal pieces up there for Tony to cut off. I think we're going to clad the beams on the front because they're not looking too pretty now, just to make that look a bit nicer. But yeah, totally pleased with the new roof. Now the other chap's following along behind him after it took a little while to dry. There we are. Almost a full view. Oh, I know. I'd take some of them out if I was you.